Hello, wonderful beings. Welcome to Wheel of Wisdom, a space where the right message reaches you. My name is Anisha, and I help people live a more authentic and fulfilling life. And I would love to know about you, like which part of the world you're joining us from, or is this your first time here? So feel free to introduce yourself in the comments until I give you a quick overview of what we do here in these lives. So, we usually start these lives with a meditation of about 20 to 30 minutes. And that meditation is based upon the quote that you see on Insight Timer's homepage. And once you're feeling settled, more open, we move on to phase two of this live, where we spin the wheel of wisdom and we let the universe choose a book for us so that we can play a game together where I ask you guys to pick a number and we do a reading based on that. So, this is a very quick overview of what we do here, and I will share more details when we get to each part. But for right now, I would love to know that are you guys ready for the first part, which is a meditation based upon today's quote on Insight Timer? If you are, you can type ready in the comments to let me know. Good afternoon, Karen. Good afternoon, and welcome back here again. It's so nice to see all these familiar faces and to know that you guys, love spending time here. It means a lot to me. So, until you guys type ready, let me also drop in a quick message in the comments for those who will join us during the live so they know what is going on. Hello, CJ. Welcome. So happy to have you here. And I'm glad that you're ready for the meditation. Thank you for letting me know. Okay. So let me take a quick sip of water and then we will start with today's meditation. Hello, Caitlin. Hi. Caitlin is ready and she's joining us from all the way from New York. Beautiful. Thank you, Caitlin. Hi, Belle. Welcome here. Happy to have you. I'm glad to know that you're ready. Okay. Begin by allowing yourself to get a bit more comfortable in whatever posture you are. As you get settled in this posture, if it feels safe, allow your eyes to close, or alternatively, you can keep your eyes open but slightly lowered. Feel the surface beneath you. Let the ground hold you completely. becoming heavy. There is nothing you need to do, nowhere you need to go. Feeling your mind becoming lighter and quieter. There is nothing you need to fix or manage in this moment. Arriving here just as you are. Today's meditation is inspired by a quote, which is associate with people who are likely to improve you. Associate with people who are likely to improve you. Seneca. The people we spend time with influences how we think, how we speak to others and ourselves. What we believe is possible and what we normalize in our lives. When we surround ourselves with people who value honesty, growth, kindness, and self awareness, those qualities begin to feel natural to us too. Growth becomes supported rather than resisted. And when we stay in environments that drains us, diminishes us, or that keep us stuck in old patterns, growth becomes harder even if we are trying. So, the wisdom from this quote is to choose spaces, and people that supports who you are becoming, not who you were taught to remain. In a moment from now, I will share a series of phrases designed to help feed this wisdom into your subconscious mind. I will repeat each affirmation 3 times. For the first 2 times, simply listen. Let the words land gently. On the third repetition, if you feel called, you may repeat the phrase either silently or out loud. And if at any point you prefer to just listen, that's perfectly okay too. So let's begin. You deserve supportive connections in your life. You deserve supportive connections in your life. Now repeat after me. I deserve supportive connections in my life. You are beginning to welcome supportive people into your life. You are beginning to welcome supportive people into your life. I welcome choose environments that feel nourishing. You choose environments that feel nourishing. I choose environments that feels nourishing. Positive influence surrounds you. Positive influence surrounds you. Positive influence surrounds me. You belong to places that feels nourishing. You belong to spaces that feels nourishing. I belong to spaces that feels nourishing. You feel uplifted by the people in your life. You feel uplifted by the people in your life. I feel uplifted by the people in my life. You can stay true to yourself in your relationship. You can stay true to yourself in your relationships. I can stay true to myself in my relationships. You choose connections that feels safe. You choose connections that feels safe. I choose connections that feels safe. You release any guilt around your growth. You release any guilt around your growth. I release any guilt around my growth. You allow relationships to evolve. You allow relationships to evolve. I allow relationships to evolve. You respect your changing needs. You respect your changing needs. I respect my changing needs. You honor who you are becoming. You honor who you are becoming. I honor who I am becoming. You feel supported as you grow. You feel supported as you grow. I feel supported as I grow. You are worthy of healthy connections. You are worthy of healthy connections. I am worthy of healthy connections. You did great. As you have planted the seeds of wisdom into the fertile soil of your subconscious mind. Know that each time nourishing these seeds so they can grow faster and stronger and eventually bear fruits in your life. But for now, allow yourself to come back to your body, noticing how you are feeling, bringing small movements to your body, like wiggling your toes and your fingers, moving in whatever direction your body wants to be moved. And now, in your own time, allow your eyes to open, or if you feel like resting, then allow yourself to drift into a peaceful and relaxing sleep. Welcome back. If you guys feel called to share about your experience of the meditation or your favorite affirmations, then you can do so in the comments. And if you don't feel like typing, then that's perfectly okay. And thank you so much for all the lovely, beautiful comments here and for sharing or speaking out loud, like investing your energy in these affirmations by typing, as I can see. which actually made me smile and it allowed me to infuse this happiness into this meditation, which is getting recorded, so that anyone who will listen to this later on can actually feel like the energy, the beautiful energy of the space. So thank you for allowing me to do so. Especially Caitlin and Jennifer. Thank you for, bringing this beautiful energy while we were meditating. And I will get to the comments in a moment. But for now, I want to say a warm welcome to everyone who joined us, especially ones who joined us during the meditation. Um, and in case, any of you guys missed the meditation, I will share towards the end of the live where you can find it. But for now, I will go through the comments and then we will move on to phase two of this live, where we will spin the wheel of wisdom and let the universe send our way the message that each and every one of us needs to hear most at this moment of our life. So stay tuned until I go through all the lovely comments. Okay. Hello Lisa, welcome. Lisa says hello Anisha, hello everyone. Just joining, like towards the start of the meditation. The ground is holding me completely. So grateful. Yeah, I love that instruction. It actually allows me to completely let go and feel held, by the Mother Earth. So thank you, Lisa, for allowing your body to be held in this manner and for being here. I'm happy to have you. Caitlin says, love, I deserve and am welcoming supportive people in my life. And then I don't know, Jennifer, I think you might have typed some emoji, or is this an infinity sign? Okay, yeah. Love that, love that. Thank you, Jennifer. And Caitlin has repeated some of the affirmations that we meditated on. And Jennifer says we are nourishing spaces. And I feel like, I feel the same way about this space where you guys bring your beautiful presence, bring your loving energy. And it feels nourishing, it feels regulating. So thank you for bringing your essence to the space. Thank you. Um, and I love that Caitlin added another affirmation, which is I allow my relationships to expand. That is beautiful. Um, Hello, Caitlin. Welcome. Yeah, even though the meditation has ended, but I hope that that you will go back and listen to this, especially this was on like relationships. So I hope that, that brings a lot of beautiful energy to the relationships in your life or to new relationships, to new healthy connections. Wonderful. Kathleen says, I definitely will. Jennifer says, I feel anything is possible. That warmth, soft, and fuzzy feeling of expansion. Thank you, Jennifer, for sharing that beautiful experience of yours and for bringing all the colors and the colorful emojis to the space. I love that. I'm glad that you felt that way. Caitlin says, oh my goodness, what a sweet and loving and awesome practice. I'm so happy that you feel that way, Caitlin. Yeah, it was. It was really, the affirmations were like really bringing in sweetness to the space. um, uh, Caitlin says there's a friend in another meditation that will usually type out the affirmations for us, and it just flowed through me. And then Jennifer popping in too made me smile even wider. Yeah, same for me. You guys made me smile today during the meditation. And I'm so glad that that got captured in this. So thank you, both of you, really. Jennifer says, Satnam, I bow gently to the light within you, the same quiet flame that lives in me. May truth here, and may whatever we share carry warmth, clarity, and a little more peace into the world. Such a lovely wish. And that brings us to the next part where I either ask you to wish something beautiful like this for everyone in the space, or I invite you to bring to your mind anything specific that you guys need guidance on. And once you have thought of something, we are going to spin this wheel. And this wheel that you can see contains the name of 51 transformational books that I have came across in my own journey. So once you have thought of something specific, let me know by pressing the heart button here so that we can spin the wheel and the universe can choose a book for us to receive some wisdom from. Okay, we're getting some hearts. Okay, beautiful. So now holding. Thank you. Thank you for the hearts for letting me know. So now holding whatever it is that you need guidance on, or that beautiful wish for everyone in your awareness as we spin the wheel. Okay. It has been quite a time since we got a book from Thich Nhat Hanh. So the name of the book that we got is Peace is Every Step, the Path of Mindfulness in Everyday Life. And that is my favorite book. That is like my life changing book so far. Not quotes. Why did I put quotes? Okay, sorry. Okay. It reminded me of an episode from Friends where, like, I think, yeah, someone was teaching where to put quotes. Okay. Coming back, yeah, the name of the book is Peace is Every Step. Yeah, I don't know what came over me. Okay. And here is our beautiful book. So, my dear ones, in a moment, I am going to ask you guys to choose a number and give me a second to pick some numbers for us. Okay. Mhm. Ah. And I was like about to say that I guess me, doing stuff, when I said that, I don't know why I did this, actually make me realize that I need more of mindfulness in my life right now. So that was like interesting. Jennifer says, I love when you express your delightment. Thank you, Jennifer, for acknowledging that and inviting me to do that. Megan, hello, Megan. Megan says, hi, Anisha and friends. I'm wearing my Tiknatha socks that says, peace in the world starts with peace in oneself. How serendipitous. Wow, really. I love, how all of these magical things happens. It just reminds us that, yeah, like we are still connected to that, beautiful, magical, amazing essence, and that the universe is here guiding us and having fun with us at the same time. So yeah, we do not want dry wisdom. We want like, a joy-filled wisdom, right? So yeah, thank you, Megan, for sharing that and for being here. Guys, if you guys don't know that, Megan is another wonderful teacher on Insight Timer, and she has a lot of tracks on mindfulness. And I love some of the tracks a lot. So yeah, I invite you to check her out. And we also have Caitlin, another teacher who does like crochet, who creates these beautiful artworks and sweaters and like all of these beautiful cozy stuff. So yeah, I invite you to check her out as well. She has these lives where people just simply hang out and chat, and she also have a lot of affirmation tracks. So yeah, both of the wonderful teachers in this space. You're so welcome, Megan. Okay, guys. So now game time. So I invite you guys to pick a number between 21 to 142. And there is no rush. Take your time and share the number that comes up to your mind. And then I will go through all your numbers and pick one that I am feeling intuitively called to. Okay? You're welcome, friend. Thank you, sorry. Thank you, Andrea. And if I pronounce anyone's name wrong, feel free to correct me because I would love to pronounce your beautiful names in the correct manner. So, yeah, thank you, Andrea, Caitlin, Megan. Okay, thank you, Lisa. We got a double number. So, you guys know which number am I choosing now? Let's go with 55 since this number came to two of you. So, yeah, let us go with that. Um, Thank you, Bubble, for sharing a number and welcome. Bubble is joining us from India. Beautiful. So, you guys can choose numbers for the next one, but for this book, we're going to go with 55 because this number came to two beautiful souls here. So, let us go with this and see what wants to come through page number 55. So, I am going to read the highlighted text from this page. Okay, it is like a very small quote that came up, which is AJ Muste. Sorry if I'm pronouncing wrong, but yeah. The mid 20th century leader of the peace movement in America, who inspired millions of people, said, there is no way to peace. Peace is the way. Again, there is no way to peace. Peace is the way. This means that we can realize peace right in the present moment with our look, our smile, our words, and our action. Peace work is not a means. Each step we make should be peace. Each step we make should be joy. Each step we make should be happiness. If we are determined, we can do it. We don't need the future. We can smile and relax. Everything we want is right here in the present moment. So, my dear ones, if you are looking for something in your life, like more peace, more happiness, more rest, whatever it is for you, then this is a reminder that you do not have to wait for it, wait for something to happen which would lead to those feelings. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, we want those feelings, we want that inner experience. And we rely on the outer things, the worldly things, to make us feel a certain way. We wait that once I achieve that, achieve this milestone, once I get that thing, then I would be happy, then I would be peaceful, then I would be able to relax, you know. So we keep on postponing happiness, we keep on postponing peace, and there's no way there, as the quote says, there is no way to peace, there is no way to happiness. That in itself is the way, which means that we need to ask ourselves that right now, in this present moment, on this day, in this moment, at this very minute, how can I embody that? If I was really a peaceful person, if I was really a happy person, what how would I spend the next few minutes? How would I spend this day today? And once we embody that, once, you know, we start acting in alignment with what we really want, you know, like we become a natural, attraction force. We attract more of that. We manifest, we create more of that in our life with our actions, with how we are choosing to spend our, energy, with where we are paying attention. So the invitation is to stop waiting and start, um connecting with all those things that you want, which are available, but reconnecting with them right now through your actions, through your attention. So, yeah, that was what came up for me from this reading. And let me know, Lisa and Andrea, if it resonated with you, if this reading resonated. And anyone else also, if something else is coming up for you, feel free to share that in the comments. Andrea says, thank you so much. I resonated with it. I am glad, Andrea. And it doesn't just have to be peace. You can, change or replace it with anything that you are wanting more of in your life right now. And asking yourself that what can I do to create more of that rather than to wait for something to deliver that to me. Andrea says, I have been reflecting on taking again aligned actions. Exactly, that is the path. And I'm glad, Andrea, that you are, working on that. And I hope that, you know, by the end of this life, you can think of one action that you can take today that will be aligned with your values, with the thing that you want, with whatever it is that you want more of in your life. And before I, read the rest of the comments, like there are two resources that are popping in my head that I want to share at this moment, which will help you. So, one of the resources will help you shift your mindset from this waiting, from this chasing, from striving for more and more and more. And, we all know that our void, the void that we feel never gets fulfilled, never feels full for a long time. So, if you want to, first of all, work on shifting this mindset of stopping and waiting, that until this thing happen, I would not be happy. Until this thing happen, I won't be peaceful and all of that. Then you might, want to go through this mini course that will help you reflect on your own life to see if this is true for you or not. So, yeah, if you want to work on that, you can save this course. And there is one more resource that I want to share, and then I will go through the lovely comments, which is this one. So, this is the second course, which is the art of noticing, and it will actually help you really understand what the author means when he says that peace is here in this moment, and you do not have to do anything special. You do not have to stop what you're doing to access that. You can access that, while changing nothing at all in your life. So, if you want to really understand what that means at an experiential level, not at a cognitive level, then I would invite you to check out this course, because when I said that this book changed my life, um, this is the result of what I carried from this book, and I put it in my own way into the world. So I hope that you will find something of value from this. Okay, so yeah, going back to the comments. Before we move on to the next reading, Megan says, this was just the medicine I needed, both the wisdom from the book and the wisdom from you. Peace is here right now. Exactly. And thank you, Megan. I am so glad that either your mind or your body felt that relief, or felt, you know, fulfilled from receiving whatever it is that you needed to receive. Thank you for sharing that. Really, I'm happy for you. Jennifer says, peace isn't passive. Hmm. It's active regulation. It can look fierce, boundary heavy, even disruptive when needed. Calm doesn't mean compliant. It means centered enough to choose your response instead of being yanked around by triggers. I love that. Thank you, Jennifer, for adding this another, piece of the puzzle to this, which clearly fits, because sometimes we think that, you know, we should avoid conflict or avoid taking stand because it maintains the peace in the house or at work, or whatever setting you are. So it is important to understand that peace is not giving in, or it is not like compliant, because in trying to maintain the peace around you, you disrupt that inner peaceful state. So it can only happen when, every person's need in that situation is met, when you um when you make an effort, an active effort to meet the need of both persons, maybe in and trying to figure out a different way in which you can meet both persons' need. And that strategy needs to be thought about, reflected on. But there is like most of the times there is a way in which both persons' needs can be met if we think hard enough about a strategy to meet those needs. And you don't have to sacrifice your own to do that. So yeah, thank you for sharing that lovely perspective, and also around that it means, again, not peace that also doesn't means that not having everything around you sorted and calm, but peace comes from knowing that I have the capability, I trust myself to respond you know in a manner that is aligned, in a manner that is aligned with my best self, in a situation that seems chaotic, in a situation that seems, all the way around. So, yeah, that is also one place, that from where we feel that inner peace. So, thank you, Jennifer, for sharing two beautiful, like, golden nuggets in your comments. And Karen also agreed to you. Caitlin says, resonating. Last night I was waiting for Kiddo's dad to meet me to drop Kiddo off. He was running late and I didn't get any message. So, sitting and maintaining my inner peace was really a trying practice. I was listening to music and bouncing back and forth between striving for a calmness because I couldn't change the situation. I didn't wanted to manifest or agitate any irritation or something by changing my frequency to fuming. He eventually got there and we got home fine and everything was okay, but the waiting was a practice in peace. I love that. Thank you, Caitlin, for sharing a real life example of how you applied it, and how you chose that moment to, instead of like reacting in your maybe old patterns, you chose to react, to respond differently, and to choose more patience, to choose, that maybe as an opportunity to practice being more patient, or being more, practicing a skillful response in that moment. And that is not always easy, and we don't remember to do that a lot of times. So kudos to you, Caitlin. I am so happy that you were able to do that. And then, yes, it might have been hard as you have shared, but you did it. And now that muscle in your brain, that connection in your brain has strengthened, that the next time you face any situation like this, it will become easier to move to the response and rather than the old reaction patterns. So, yeah, you have made progress, and I wish you could see a new neural pathway that was formed in your brain as you did that. Yeah, thank you for sharing that. Yeah, okay, she also added one more thing. Caitlin says, in previous times, I would have been sitting and fuming, waiting. But because of my journey and internal work, I was able to just sit without being annoyed, since it wouldn't make them appear any faster. Yeah, exactly, exactly. I love how you reminded yourself of that, no matter what way I react, they are going to come at the time they are going to come, and I cannot have control on that. But what I do have control on is my own reaction to the situation. A lovely example, that you shared. Thank you, Caitlin. And Andrea says, thank you so much for the resources. What book is it? Andrea, the name of the book is Peace is Every Step by Thich Nhat Hanh. And I also shared the exact name of the books and the readings in my group. So if you are confused about the spellings, you can actually, find it there. So I will share the summary after the live. And the name of the group is Wonderful Beings. It is on Insight Timer only. Okay. Megan says, Caitlin, that is a wonderful peace practice, moving from reactive to responsive, celebrating this growth. Yeah, we are. Guys, can we have some hearts for Caitlin? Celebrating her growth, or maybe emojis, so that, we can convey this, like winning together as a group. Yeah, keep them coming, guys. Let Caitlin feel the love, feel the happiness that we, have, like reading her story. Um, Jennifer says, Caitlin, you're building a new neural highway that will pay off dividends in the long run. Love how you put it, Jennifer. You must be thrilled about your engineering experience on your internal soul. Ah, a beautiful, unique way to put it. Loved it. Bringing like both engineering and finance into this. You're welcome, Andrea. You're welcome. And Caitlin says, thanks so much, friends. CJ is sending strength and love to Caitlin. And Kathleen says, and Caitlin sharing helps us to choose differently in the future and reinforces this positive action for herself. Exactly. And like, when you shared that and you receive this love, this pattern is of yours is also getting rewarded. So it is like that connection is getting more strength, and that's why sharing is good. Both your negative stuff, the stuff that you feel vulnerable about, because when you feel held in a space where you just share your vulnerability, it makes you feel like okay, it makes you feel human, and other people also share theirs, so it makes you feel less alone. And when you share your wins, it motivates other. It gives them a way that okay, if like Caitlin applied that in that manner, I can do that now. So yeah, so doing this in a group is like a win-win, no matter what situation you share about. Okay, guys. So we are nearing the end of this live. So let's do one more reading. Okay, the second reading for today. Let me take out the wheel. Again, if you guys have something in specific that you need guidance on, then bring that to your mind. If nothing, just send a beautiful wish into the universe for everyone in the space as we spin the wheel. Okay, this is the same book from like yesterday's live, sorry, day before yesterday's. The book is Arriving at Your Own Door by John Kabat-Zinn. Arriving at Your Own Door by John Kabat-Zinn. So he's a pioneer of mindfulness in the Western world. And let's see what is the message that this book wants to deliver our way. So, my dear ones, this is our book. And give me a second to choose some numbers. And until I do that, if you guys have received anything of value from this live up until now, and if you guys would like to support me to help these, keep these lives going, then you can do so by making a small donation only if you feel called to, because every contribution helps me do this more and to invest more time in creating more resources. And by the way, I already have like, I think 80 free meditations here on Insight Timer. So if you are new to me, I would invite you to, to explore them and to follow me, if you want to receive notification for the next lives or the next new meditations, because I have planned to release a lot of content this year and I'm already working on them. So yeah. Okay, so choosing some numbers. So, my dear ones, I invite you to pick a number between 14 to 133. There is no rush again. Take your time, pick a number you feel called to, and then I will go through all your numbers and pick one number that my intuition feels called to. Okay? So, yeah, you can pick the numbers. Caitlin says, "Oh, love that name. Yeah, me too." I'm excited. Bring up bring up the doors of perception from Huxley. Hmm. I don't know that reference. But yeah, I really loved the, title of it, like arriving at your own door. Beautiful. Okay, do you want me to repeat the range again? Jennifer, the range is 14 to 133. You can pick a number between 14 to 133. No issues, Karen. I will consider 15 from you. Thank you, Louis. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Caitlin. Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you, Chantel. Anyone else who feels called to share a number? Jennifer says, I had my spicy chai tea today. Cardamom, cinnamon, and nutmeg love. Beautiful. A perfect weather for like a cozy drink, Jennifer. Yeah, I also, I didn't had a hot beverage today. I had like a normal temperature one with say tulsi or holy basil, I think in English, and lemon and honey. Yeah, I guess that's it. Okay. Karen says love all those spices. Yeah, me too. Apart from nutmeg clove, I haven't like nutmeg. Yeah, I haven't tasted that. Okay, okay. So now let me go through the numbers and pick one. Hmm. Okay, this was quick. The number that I am feeling most called to is 82, and the number has been chosen by Lewis for all of us. Thank you, Lewis. Okay, let's see what is on page number 82. The heading is Time for Yourself. Jennifer says, nice, yummy. I added a little chili today. It makes it like really spicy. Ah, okay. Lewis is celebrating. So, Lewis, the heading on this page is Time for Yourself. Only if you suspect that your life does indeed depend on your practice, you will have sufficient energy and motivation to wake up earlier than you normally would. So you can have some uninterrupted time for yourself, a time for just being, a time outside of time, or to make a time for a formal practice at some other hour of the day that works better for you. and to practice even on days when you have a lot going on or don't feel like it. So I guess the universe is asking you and anyone else who this message feels called to make time for yourself as if your life depended on it. So, if you would ask yourself that what really nourishes me, what practice, to will help me grow, what practice grounds me, what practice, relaxes me, whatever it is that you need, at this moment in your life. So asking yourself what helps you, you know, um, feel more of that, what helps you have more of that in your life. And once you choose a practice, then sometimes you feel like I'm too busy, I don't feel like it, I don't have the time. We come up with all these excuses. So, if that's the case, then first reflecting, really noticing what happens on the days when you do that practice. For example, exercise, So, what happens on the days when you do exercise and on the days when you don't? What happens in terms of your body, how your body feels, how that practice impacts other areas of your life, you know? And once you gain that clarity, you would gain that natural motivation to do that because you will notice how much of an impact this thing is making on your life, how much maybe it is making other aspects of your life easier because you feel healthy, you feel, flexible in everything, and then you can focus on your other work instead of focusing on your body and all the ailments and stuff. Just going with the example. And once you reflect on that, then the second thing is to deal with the challenge of doing that practice on the harder days, on the busy days, on the days when you don't feel like it. So, a way at that moment is a way to deal with that challenge is to create a very mini version of whatever it is that your practice is. For example, if you're going with the exercise example, then creating like a 2-minute version of that exercise that I won't do the whole routine on the harder days, on the days when I don't feel like it, but I might just do one exercise that helps me feel good. For example, a jumping jacks, or whatever it is. I don't do exercise, I do yoga, so the poses are coming into my head. But yeah, so just creating like a 2-minute version or even a slightly lower version, but just doing it, even if you do it just for 1 minute, but doing it so that you stay committed to that. And this way you will be able to, feel good about yourself that, yeah, I, I fulfilled the promise I made to myself. Okay, so that is what came up for me. And we have a comment by Lewis, so let me go through that. And we have few more comments. And if anyone else also is feeling called to share anything from that reading, feel free to do that in the comments. Okay, Lewis says, right before this live, I was thinking how I can wake earlier and get out to walk, etc. It's so cold in New York. But this is a reminder to do it. It's totally doable. Exactly. And maybe, again, if it is harder, as the author says, if it is harder for you, then doing something, also like not pushing yourself too hard, maybe you can choose to add extra layers, like, like clothe yourself really, really well, or to treat yourself once you come from a walk, to treat yourself with something warm and cozy, or to choose to first, start by walking in your apartment, or just choosing to stand outside, not going for a walk, but just stand outside for like 2 minutes, and slowly building that up. So there can be like very, very different version of doing that. You choose what works best for you, but the message is to do it and to do it in a kinder way based on whatever is possible for you, Louis. So I am so, so happy that this resonated with you and like you got a little nudge from the universe to do that. Okay, let's see. Jennifer says, Louis, I'm in Chicago and this is a struggle, but the psychological part of the cold is holding your back. Not the real cold. Get a pair of ski pants and basking in nature. Love that. Love that. Okay, yeah, we got some suggestions in the comments now. Wonderful. Lisa says exercising is always a great thing to do. So very rejuvenating. Yeah, and so very warming also. So that is also an interesting, suggestion. Interesting. Okay, good one. Jennifer says, today I chose to nourish myself and my creativity. I'm handwriting my poetry, creating with intention, feeding, feeding my spirit, and honoring my work. I'm celebrating myself and rising with what I create. Please help hold me accountable. Okay, Jennifer, we are going to then, ask you in the next live how are all these different things going for you. Okay, we are going to keep you accountable. Um, yeah, let me know if you want that. I will ask you in the next live how are things going, with all the different things, all the different intentions that you're holding. Um, and I love this line from you, like rising with what I create. It makes me feel like, yeah, you're expanding with what you create. That is just a beautiful imagery that comes to my head. Thank you for sharing that. I am, you know, pretty sure that the poetry that you're writing would just touch so many hearts. Louis says, Jennifer, yes, totally, all about the layers. Ah, good. Okay, Louis also agrees with Lisa. Caitlin says, I have been hopping on my exercise machine for a minute, getting in a teeny bit more movement than I had been getting. And this reading just really resonated and reminded me again of my growth and how my whole morning and meditation and lifestyle has changed over the years since starting my mindfulness journey with CBT. Wow, Caitlin, I am so, so, so proud of you for getting on that machine and, giving your body a little bit of movement because that really makes your body happy. And that also makes your mind happy because it feels accomplished that you did something today, you did something for yourself. So wonderful, getting a lot of things to celebrate. You are making really real progress. Okay, Karen says doing the practice on harder days resonates. Today is one of those difficult days, but I will show up for myself with a less strenuous exercise. Yay, way to go, Karen. We are so proud of you for taking that step and for choosing kindness over pushing yourself too hard. So yeah, just going for the exercise that feels doable for today. And that's enough. That's more than enough because you're choosing to show up. Okay, Caitlin says, Jennifer, good for you. I have been writing my daily messages longhand, first in my notebook, and it has been so fulfilling. Journaling and playing with poetry. A bit more here and there too again. Go go you for your intentions and plans. Ah, I love how supportive you are, of each other. Ah, you guys are doing so many wonderful things. You should be proud of yourself. Megan says, Jennifer is celebrating you and your creativity practice. Yeah, it is worth celebrating. Jennifer is doing a lot of things. uh, Jennifer says, thank you everyone for your support, kindness, and support. Heading for my walk and, and coming back to write Satnam to the circle. Jennifer, I hope that you have a lovely time walking and pouring your words on the paper. And it was lovely, lovely to have you here. Thank you for, sharing all those beautiful, beautiful pieces of wisdom and your own experience in the comments. Um, Thank you, Megan, for this kind donation, for this beautiful gift. I accept it with an open heart, and I send so much love back to you. I hope that this abundance touches all the different areas of your life and you see them bloom in the coming days. Thank you. Caitlin says the intention is to build up the minutes and yes, thank you. Exactly. To make it like step by step, to take on the journey to build the house brick by brick. A beautiful and a very effective intention, Caitlin. Um, Kathleen says, yes, today I had hot yoga scheduled, but instead I'm taking Max for a walk and 5 minutes of stretching without criticizing myself for not going. Yay, good for you, Caitlin. Kathleen. I confuses both of your name. Okay. But yeah, do something that makes you and Max happy, both of you. And what feels doable for your body, that's what, is coming up for all of us. That do that thing and do it in a manner that feels like it is not too much, that it is not too overwhelming. Otherwise, we don't do it when it becomes too much because our mind always is on the go to, save energy. It doesn't want us to exert effort. That is why there is all this resistance. So give it something that it feels like, okay, I can do this. So yeah, I am so very proud of you, Kathleen, for, choosing to show up in whatever way that felt possible for your body for you today. Kathleen says no pants, hat, and coat ready. Beautiful, wonderful. Robert says, I just did my gratitude journal. Ha, a lot of people are coming in who are, doing so much like progress in your life. I feel so happy for you guys. You guys are doing so, so well in your life. I know there are hard parts, but I'm just grateful that we got the space to celebrate, to recognize what we are doing in this moment. So, yeah, proud of you, Robert. Wonderful. I hope that you find even more things to be grateful for today. Uh, Caitlin says, Kathleen, yes, that is a good plan. Taking care of the pup is so nourishing. Yeah. Louis says, oh, you all are inspiring me so much. Yeah, me too. Me too. Guys are so amazing. Robert says, just make the intention to do one small thing, and probably it will be easy to do more. Exactly, exactly. Because once we get into that, then this momentum build and this motivation and all of these different things build. So, yeah, thank you, Robert, for sharing that. Okay, guys. Now it's time for us to wrap this live. And I had a lovely time with all of you, and you guys shared such wonderful things. You guys inspired, you guys shared wisdom, you guys shared just your hearts out in the space. And that makes the space so beautiful. And ah, I am just so, so grateful to have each and every one of you in this space, really. Um, and before we wrap up, let me just quickly share where you can find this live in case you missed the meditation or you want to just rewatch this live. So, the place where you can find it is you can go to my profile on Insight Timer, which is Anisha Maheshwari. And when you go to my profile on like in the about section, when you scroll down at the bottom, you will see this. And here you will find this live and all the previous lives up until now. And you will also find all of my offerings here in one place and some of my free resources as well. So I hope that you will find whatever it is that you're looking for at this moment in your life. And if you don't want to watch the whole recording, because it does take like 20 minutes for the whole thing to get uploaded. So if you want quick access and you just want the readings, then you can also go to my group, which is Wonderful Beings. You can either search for it on the in the search box on Inside Timer, or you can find it on the home page on my profile. So when you scroll down, by the way, these are all the latest tracks that got released. This is an 8-hour sleep meditation with affirmations to help you fall asleep. And this is like a 20-minute, a separate meditation to help you let go of the worries of the day, of the responsibilities of the day, and fall asleep. Kathleen is excited. Yeah, I hope that Kathleen, you find it useful. Even though like the 2-hour version that you wanted with a little bit of information and the music haven't released yet. It is waiting to be approved by Inside Timer, but it would be soon. So yeah, you can, either wait for it or listen to the ones that are released. Yeah. So yeah, I was telling you about the group. So when you scroll down at the bottom, you will see the group here. And this has 119 beautiful human beings. And here I will share the summary of this live within like 5 minutes with the name of the book and all the readings in one place so you can revisit them. So, yeah, I guess that's it what I wanted to share. Kathleen says, wow, thank you. I will listen to both. I am looking forward to hear how you find them, Kathleen. Okay, so my dear ones, I hope to see you all day after tomorrow at the same time. And I hope that you guys got something helpful from this live or you just enjoyed being here. I bow down to the divine within you all. Namaste. May you all be safe. May you all be healthy. May you all be happy. May you all live with ease. Namaste, Robert. Karen says thank you for the space. Thank you for being here, Karen, for making the space healing. Bye. Take care. I will see you day after tomorrow. You're welcome, Kathleen.